The Hands of Peron Group is a not-for-profit association that has been working to build a campaign against the state government's plan to build so-called Mangles Bay Marina at Point Peron. I have here with me Mr. Ambrose Collins, who is a lawyer with the Hands of Point Peron Group, and Don Jacks, who is the founder as well as the spokesperson of the Hands of Point Peron Group. You prepared a 600-page document campaigning against the state government's plan to develop the so-called Mangles Bay Marina at the Point Peron. If you could just give us a gist of some of the most important points that the people need to know.
Well, it's a proposal to bulldoze a third of Point Peron for a private canal housing estate. We're talking about publicly owned land here. We're talking about land that was earmarked to be a coastal park for future generations in accordance with an agreement between the Prime Minister Menzies and Sir David Brand in 1964. So our community group has been working to stop this outrageous scam to steal our public land under false pretences of promising a marina, when in fact we know it will end up being no more than a housing estate, because there's no obligation for them to build this so-called marina that they're using, touting the proposal as being why they want to rezone the land from current parks and recreation to urban.
So I understand that the state government has approved the Marina Bay, and the next step for them now is to get the MRS through. How crucial is that for the project to take off?
Well, that is crucial, because at the moment that land down there at Point Peron is zoned for recreation and parkland. It's not zoned for housing or for a marina. Those things cannot happen there without a change to the Metropolitan Region scheme. That is why we are telling the government that it would be the wrong thing to change the scheme, and we are showing them the evidence why they shouldn't change the scheme. The problem is, of course, this is a government project supported by the Premier and Cabinet, and we're very concerned that a lot of shortcuts have been taken and that a fair, open-minded process hasn't been there, that the government has been putting a lot of pressure on departments to give it the green light without properly assessing it. Our concerns are so serious that we are calling for a Royal Commission about Landcorp's role in this, the Department of Planning and the role of the West Australian Planning Commission. If there had been due process and due diligence, it would never have got to this point in time.
In fact, their messaging is changing slowly over the years, because they came out, they've had to adjust a few claims because we've actually exposed them. But essentially they're saying, they've been touting it as a marina that will bring tourists and jobs to the region. There has been no cost-benefit analysis conducted. There's been no comparison between their proposal and ours. They're essentially promising something that they do not have to deliver. There is no contractual requirement for them to actually build the marina. I mean, I got involved because I have a background in civil construction. I'm a concerned local resident, and I could see when I heard about this straight away, when I saw the plans and I saw the proposed site, which is completely unsuitable, that it from an engineering point of view and therefore financial point of view, it just wouldn't be feasible. And over the years it has worked out that all they're after is the land. That's the key, to make profit. There's no obligation to deliver anything to the community. Essentially, if you look at the site, it's a very unsuitable site for this type of development. If you look at the plans that they have in mind, from an engineering point of view, it will be a financial disaster. What they're proposing is just not feasible financially, engineering, on any grounds whatsoever, whereas our plan is feasible for the area to be enhanced. We have the existing area there, but we enhance it. We have a coastal park that encompasses Lake Richmond nearby, that goes through to the tip of Cape Peron and through to Shoalwater Islands Marine Park. And our studies have shown that in terms of jobs, economy, people's health and wellbeing, getting tourists to come to WA, we believe that a Cape Peron Coastal Park is far superior to any outdated, boring old marina, and we see it as a breach of trust in the decision makers, a breach in the processes that are supposed to be providing amenity for people. They're supposed to be looking long term, making decisions in the best interests. We see this as not in the public interest at all. In fact, it's contrary to the public interest, and we will continue in our efforts until we have a coastal park created, and we will stop this development.
This is Tisha Nongmo reporting for Undercurrent.